Good morning from stop number 2 on our West Coast road trip. We are not quite to the coast yet. Our second stop is Tucson, Arizona, and we are here and ready for the adventure of the week, which is, for one thing, cactus. We're here to see the gigantic, the majestic saguaro cactus. We're in Saguaro National Park right now, and we're going to spend the entire day gawking at plants, and it's going to be amazing.
We are starting our day here at Signal Hill, and this spot is popular for the ancient petroglyphs, which are rock carvings carved in various stones by the Hohokam people about 1500 to 2000 years ago.
There's all kinds of shapes and symbols in the petroglyphs. I think my favorites are the animals. They're so simple. They're like nice stick figure drawings. I mean, there's drawings of people, little wheels, kind of swirls. You almost can't comprehend that you're staring at a marking left by someone 1,000 or more years ago. They're so cool. But anyway, speaking of cool things, we have to move on to the next cool thing because the sun is already getting hot, and if you're gonna hike in Saguaro in the spring or summer, you better do it early. Let's go.
We made it here to Gold Mine Trailhead. We're gonna connect to King Canyon Trail. It does a loop. It takes about 2 hours to do the full hike. And along the hike, we're gonna fill y'all in on some fun facts about Saguaro National Park. First fun fact is one of the most obvious ones about the height of the cacti. They get to be about 50 feet tall. I believe the current tallest one in the country is roughly 45 feet tall.
Do a twofer, a tip and a fun fact. Tip is when you come on a hike, or really when you come to spend any time out here, you're in the desert. If you are here in the summertime, you need to be done hiking by 10 a.m. It gets hot. I mean, that's maybe obvious, but bring your water, bring your sunscreen, get your electrolytes in, and stay healthy. Jordan, you are gonna fall off the trail. Okay, I have saved Jordan from certain death. The fun fact number 2 about the saguaros, they can live to be over 200 years old, and when they start growing, their very first little arm is about 75 to 100 years. So if you see one that just kind of looks like a finger out of the ground, it's somewhere younger than that. If you see a massive one that's got multiple arms, it is well over 100 years old. Apparently, if it's about 5 feet tall, it's somewhere around 30 years, which I remembered really easy because I'm somewhere around 30 years and somewhere around 5 feet tall.
If you're wondering what kind of wildlife lives here in the desert, there are actually quite a few. There is a Mexican spotted owl, a white-nosed coati, a javelina, Gila monsters, the little yellow and black lizards, I don't know how to pronounce it, desert tortoise. There's also these little, what are they, kangaroo mice, kangaroo rats. The ones you really gotta watch out for, the snakes. Diamondback rattlesnakes, super popular here. Wear your hiking boots. Watch where you're stepping.
Rest in peace, little cactus. The internal structure of the saguaro is really woody, and when they die, you'll see every once in a while a dead one, and it just looks like a dead tree that's like all shriveled up and skinny. Very interesting. Let's keep going.
If you're wondering how these cacti can get so tall, it's because they have the unique ability to hold an immense amount of water. And I don't have the unique ability to hike in the desert uphill while talking without getting out of breath. So you're gonna have to bear with me just a little bit. But they can hold so much water that it can basically get them through really, really long periods of drought. And I am tired.
We're old.
I'm about to turn 32. I feel like I'm moving on up.
All of our viewers older than us. We know 30's not old. We're just, in pandemic shape.
That's
Need
so
to get
true.
on it. You want Ashley's secret to everlasting youth? Sunscreen. Baby Ganix if you can get it. Yeah, it's baby sunscreen. It works. I don't care. Reapply, everybody. We're about halfway and have been rewarded with awesome views of Saguaro, and we wanted to sort of set the scene. Saguaro National Park is set in the Sonora Desert, and saguaro cacti only grow in the Sonora Desert and in Sonora, Mexico. It's kind of a small area if you look at it on the map. These cacti have come to be the icon, the symbol of the Southwest, even though they only grow in this one particular part of the Southwest. Have you ever heard of Old El Paso, the like Tex-Mex Mexican food brand you can get at all the grocery stores? If you look on their logo has a saguaro cactus on it, but El Paso has no saguaros. There are no saguaros in Texas, but you'll see it in like old Western movies or on logos. They put saguaros everywhere because it's such an icon of the Southwest, and yet it only grows in this one little spot. Our last fun fact is brought to you by this blooming saguaro right behind me. Saguaros do bloom in the summer, and they're really beautiful, kind of waxy looking white flowers. The high point for seeing these flowers is in May, but personally I don't really want to be out here in May. That would be hot. But they start blooming in April. We're here in late April, and you'll see them just every once in a while. You'll see like one, and they're such a treat because this is both nice weather and a little bit of flowers. It's really nice. There's so many gorgeous yellow flowers on the prickly pear cactus out here. This is a great time of year to visit. Highly recommend. But now it is time to finish up the hike. We're almost done. We're going to go have some picnic lunch. Just about a 10-mile drive, just about a 10-minute drive from the trailhead we were just at is Sus Picnic Area, S-U-S. We've pulled over and brought our rather large picnic pack. We're gonna make some sandwiches and just hang out. There's lots of great picnic tables and grills. There seems to be only one that has an awning, and we're gonna let somebody else use that because we're fine in the sun, but it's time to eat. Today's picnic is tuna salad, but there's no tuna in here. We don't really eat tuna. If you're new, we're mostly vegetarian. So I made chickpea tuna salad. Basically make tuna salad the way you normally do. Replace it with mushed up chickpeas to whatever consistency you like. And the secret ingredient, the reason it's tuna, is you have to find either some nori, seaweed, or I buy kelp flakes. And you put a whole bunch of that in there and it will taste like the ocean. It's absolutely delicious. We like to top ours with some arugula. And as you can see, I put it in a Yeti because the Airbnb had no like containers, no Tupperware or anything. So there you go. Is it cold? It's still cold. What a delight. And it is a great picnic sandwich.
That's delicious. That's so good. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, my wife made it. I think I can eat 2 of these right now.
There's more in there. You can have it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Breezy.
we're here. I'm one with the nature. Oh, he left. What do you think he wants? Whatever could it be? Bye, baby. So Saguaro National Park is actually in 2 parts, and we have been on the west side all morning, and we are now going to drive over to the east side. I believe the west side is called the Tucson Mountain District, and the east side is called the Rincon Mountain District. And the east side is more known for its mountains, its backcountry camping, and that sort of thing. And it has a nice little scenic loop drive, so we're gonna go over there, kind of show you the what, but on the way, we're gonna make a stop in town for a little treat.
Arizona garden with my little cactus flower. Let the day slip away in the golden hour. We've got nothing but time and music, and a sweet cold drink in the heat. Oh, I'll be beside you every step of the way, right here beside you. Every
pico de gallo for a little cool treat, a little sweet something, a horchata. If you've never had one, it's essentially rice milk infused with cinnamon and some other flavors, and it's absolutely delicious. It might sound a little heavy, creamy, but on a hot day, I can't wait. And the internet, Reddit and Google, lots of places recommended this spot, and when we went in there, there was a line practically out the door. Everybody wanted, the burritos looked amazing, the tacos looked amazing, and they had just put out a fresh batch of horchata. Oh my gosh, they're not lying. It's so cinnamony. Like, it's like somehow Christmas, but also refreshing and light and a lot. Oh, Jordan, there's no way you've had one like this. I can't wait for you to try it. It's so good.
I have a secret. I've never had a horchata before.
You've never had a horchata?
No.
I was like, what could the secret possibly be about horchata? Well, you're going to be ruined now. This is the best one I've ever had by far.
Well, let me try it. Grab this camera. I have no idea what this is supposed to even taste like.
Like the best cereal milk you've ever had in your life.
Ooh, girl. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. That is good. The only thing that would make this better, a little shot of espresso. Talk to myself. Now we're gonna head over to the Rincon Mountain District. Let's get going.
First impressions of Saguaro National Park East, the Rincon Mountain District. It is gorgeous. The saguaro forest itself isn't as dense here, but this scenic drive, I think it's about 8 miles. It is so incredibly peaceful and easy. It's all one direction, so you're never watching for oncoming traffic or anything, and there's little pull-offs constantly, and it's so easy to just pull over, take in the cactus, take a picture. It is so enjoyable, and if hiking or being in the heat or whatever isn't suitable for you, this is ideal.
We just reached the end of the 8-mile loop trail drive, and it is beautiful. The mountains in the distance are stunning. The desert and the views that you get here of the cactuses are awesome. And best of all, you can sit in the AC of your car and just be in total comfort while you take it all in. What do you think, Ben?
It was gorgeous. Highly, highly recommend. It's so easy. It's a great way to kind of round out the day. I thought it was great.
Yeah, so with that, we're gonna head back into town. We're gonna go shower, get cleaned up, and then we'll see y'all when we head out for dinner.
Okay, we're back, and we had a sneaky little treat. We went driving after getting all cleaned up. Hello, we're back. We're clean. We're tidy. We went for a drive to go look at some murals. We're near 4th Street, which is like the hoppin' spot in Tucson. But there's a bunch of construction right in front of the mural we wanted to see, but we saw them from a distance. We just didn't really get them for you, but that's okay. We drove by this Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen's from Texas. It's like near and dear to our heart, but this one was so cute. It has a little walk-up window. It's right in the action, and I haven't had a dip cone, oh my gosh, in so long. So anyway, we're killing time right now, having a dip cone. I hope I can get my words out fast enough, by the way, before this melts. That's all I'm thinking about as I'm talking to you. But anyway, we're killing time because in like half an hour, Jordan is getting his 2nd dose of his vaccine. I got mine earlier today at 3. That was just the time they had. It's very exciting. So, as a treat for being a big girl and getting my shot, we have Dairy Queen. Then we're gonna pop over and get a vaccine. We probably won't take you to that, it'll be very boring. And then we're gonna pop over to Barrio Viejo, which will give you more information about when we get there. I'm gonna eat this before it melts. We'll see you in the barrio. I so good. It's so good.
Mira, sabe mi sentimiento, siente mi amor.
If you're looking to get in touch with Tucson's history a bit, may we suggest Barrio Viejo. It means old neighborhood. It's also sometimes called Barrio Libre. Hang on, come on, Bubs. I'm walking lady as I talk. Meaning free neighborhood. And so this area, Tucson and land around it, used to be a part of the Mexican state of Sonora, and this neighborhood was originally a military fort set up by the Spanish. It would later become more residential, and I'm just walking across the street from Teatro Carmen, which is historic and important for being one of the first theaters in this area, or in Tucson in general, to be solely dedicated to Spanish language performance. Nowadays, the neighborhood is most known for its really colorful, beautiful adobe buildings and the festivals and the sort of carrying on of Mexican culture. But there's one little piece of history that's right around the corner, more lore than history, but we want to show you that. It's really cool before we head on to dinner. Welcome to El Tiradito. It's also called the Wishing Shrine, and it is a place sort of steeped in Mexican lore and legend, and I'll kind of tell you a brief rundown of the story that I read about this spot. So apparently some time ago, I imagine when the barrio was its original version of a neighborhood, maybe in the 1800s, there was a young man who was having an affair with his mother-in-law. The father found out, promptly murdered the young man, and then fled. The mother was so upset at the murder of her lover that she hung herself. And then sometime thereafter, the father who had fled was captured and put to death for committing murder. And then the poor leftover young woman who was married to the guy that did the affair was so upset by the whole thing that she then also killed herself. Anyway, apparently this is the spot where that young man is buried, and it looks like it's still to this day used to memorialize all kinds of people. There are names written on the wall, little effigies, and candles everywhere. I also read that supposedly if you light a candle and leave it overnight and it remains lit all night, that your wish will come true. And I think that's where Wishing Shrine, the name of it, comes from. Very interesting.
That is going to be a wrap on Tucson for us, and we had just a great time here. I really loved Saguaro National Park. I didn't expect there to be so many cacti. There were just forests of them, and it was amazing. What did you think?
Lady has spotted a dog across the street, so if we end this abruptly, that's why. She's... Yep. Tucson reminds me a little bit of Austin. They're not exactly the same, but in their funkiness, their offbeat attitude. Tucson's also a college town, maybe that has something to do with it. But I really enjoyed its character, you know? There's art everywhere, interesting people, interesting things to do. I really love it. So we mentioned earlier that Jordan and I both got dose number 2 of our vaccines this afternoon, so we are anticipating not feeling great literally any moment now. So we're gonna wrap up this video. I really hope y'all enjoy this adventure to Tucson. We're gonna go grab some dinner, chill out, put on a movie. And on Saturday, we're gonna drive to California. You wanna come? Let's go.
Mira, sabe mis sentimientos, siente mi amor. No me dejes sufrir, mamá, quita mi